Hi all, welcome back to Lives. I think it's time to play a little Minecraft. Alright, another day for mapping. I have got 2 more of these segments to do. So I thought we would work on another one today. I have to go out here pretty far though to get to this next map segment. Because as you can see, I'm about dead center coming in, but I have to cross through at least part of this swamp here. I know eventually it turns into desert. Turns into dessert. Man, I'll tell you. Let's talk about dessert. So, my they got that whole goofy cake versus pie thing. I am completely on the side of cake. I do not care for pie. Cobbler, yes. Tarts, yes. Fruit pies, like from McDonald's, yes. As long as they're not apple. But actual pie, no. Never been a fan. I think it's the amount of filling to crust ratio is too much on the side of filling for me, and I find pie filling for the most part to be overly sweet or just a weird combination, like fruit and pie crust go together, I guess, because fruit pie filling is way overly sweet for me, and so the not sweet pie crust, honestly, I don't like crust like pie crust on almost anything except maybe fruit pies and fruit tarts, which are basically fruit pies, and but not pies with fruit. Let's distinguish this. Um, I guess now that I think about it, McDonald's fruit pie isn't really a pie, is it? It's more of a tart, at least in my understanding of tart. But anyways, we do like chocolate pie. And that seems like a weird combination because chocolate pie is basically pudding, right? I don't want crust on my pudding. I like pudding. Look at that weirdness spawning in over here. Oh man, look at that thing. That is... That is some craziness and a half right there. Am I going the wrong direction to get on this map? What is going on here? I was going to say, how am I not on this map? I must have seen this before, but man, look at that. That is a crazy floating island right there. Alright, so now we actually need to go underneath the said floating island. I don't remember seeing this before, but I have mapped this area, so I have been here. I love crazy Minecraft terrain. That's insane. That's like... That is bizarre. So yeah, and then today we had cake, which I love, but by the time it got to me, there wasn't a lot of cake left, and I'm just amazed that I mean, I guess I was the last person to get a piece of cake at dinner, but still, everybody ate like three-quarters of the cake before it got to me, and there's only like seven of us. Um, I'm a slow eater for the most part, so unless I am eating like food I can eat at my computer, then it's just like scarf down as fast as I can shovel it in. Okay, so now we're gonna open this map, and then I gotta put this down, and then we got a 3 time. Is it 3 time or just 2 time? One map. Okay, I know it's more than that. Two map. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I gotta go 3 times here. Three map. I think that's right. I'm gonna assume that's right. Ooh, look at that. That is the wrong map in the. There we go. Oh, I guess I could compare them side by side, make sure they're the same. I can't tell though. I think those are the same size. I get really confused, alright? I can't ever decide. Where did I put my. There you are. Okay. Grab some meat here while we're at. But, yeah, cake. Love it. Anyways. Alright, so let's talk D&D real quick. Uh, I'll tell you what, we had a super exciting session this week, and I am greatly looking forward to the continuation. It may, for whatever reason, tickled my fancy in all the right ways. Because I don't think I have been as excited about a session as I am for the upcoming session. Now, I will admit, I got a thing for airships. I do admit that, and should I ever somehow accidentally come into a lot of money owning an airship, which I realize can't be done the fantasy style, but I would totally buy a Zeppelin, a dirigible, a blimp. I forget the difference. One of them's one of them's designed for. They're designed differently. One's got a hard body, one's got a soft body. Um, and I don't remember what the difference is between a dirigible and a Zeppelin and a blimp. I'm pretty sure blimp is a soft body, and then I'm not sure on the other two. A dirigible and a Zeppelin might be the same name for the same thing, or different names for the same thing. Um, but man, I would love to own one. I would love to be able to just go flying in one. I think that would be spectacular. I don't even like heights, but I think I would deal with it to be able to fly around. I don't mind roller coasters, so it's not all kinds of heights, I guess, that bother me. Um, or maybe I enjoy the thrill, the fear of heights, as long as I feel like I'm probably not going to fall to my death. Uh, ladders do it in for me, but big roller coasters I find fun. So I don't know. People are crazy, uh, and I've never claimed not to be crazy. And anyways, I really got off topic there with the airships, but so we go into this place, right? And we knew going in that there was a wizard with ancient dragon. Ancient dragon's probably like 70 feet long. So, this is a pretty massive creature. And and it's like super powerful compared to us. Like, unbelievably powerful compared to us. And, like, to the point where I'm like, guys, I don't think we can fight this thing. Like, I think we need to. I'm like, I'm willing to give it a try, and I do feel like maybe we should go in and get help rescue people, but I don't know if we can fight this thing. And I am the one who's like, yeah, we can kill it. But honestly, we haven't had any real problems fighting dragons up to this point, to be honest. But a little bit of my metagame was showing because I know that a ancient red dragon is like one of the worst things you can face, and we are facing an ancient red dragon. And I don't mean at our level; I mean period in the game. It's right up there. Uh, I mean that's like level 18 and 19 fighting stuff if you're not careful. And um, we're level 12. And this isn't like, oh, well, I get a couple more hit points. This is like, I'm missing the second half of my class abilities that put me at the point where I could even think about fighting a red dragon. But it is currently under attack by the airship corps of the city we're in. And I'm like, ooh, airships. And I've jokingly been saying ever since we found out there are airships in our D&D game that I am stealing one. And I'm not saying that I'm still not going to steal one when this is all over. Because I know it's all just in my head, but I want one. And, but so we go to the city, and it's starting to get nighttime when we get there. It's about 8 o'clock, I think our DM said. But the whole city is like full of smoke, and all the wooden buildings are on fire. Obviously, because there's a red dragon throwing flame around, and red dragon means fire. In D&D, the different colors stand for what they do. Hello, random mushroom. And yeah, the ancient red dragon's going to be breathing a lot of fire and a lot of super damaging fire. Not just a little bit of fire, but like kill me in one fiery breath if I'm not careful. And but on his back, and the reason that I desire to go up against said red dragon, on his back is a wizard that we have tried to kill twice now, and he has escaped both times. And both times he has only escaped because he used a spell on me that stopped me from being able to do anything. And the first time he used hold person, and uh, and so uh, what's infuriating about that is the wizard on our team has a spell called Counterspell. And so the first time it happened, not only did he not counterspell the hold person, and it's not the first time he hasn't counterspelled the hold person. He finds out what it is first, and then he's like, well, it doesn't really affect me, so we'll just let him, being me, be paralyzed while the rest of us deal with this fight. And that's super annoying. Like, dude, you got spell slots. I'm throwing $600 potions down my gullet to try and keep these bad guys away from the group, and you can't even be bothered to use one spell slot to try. It might fail. So they're gonna get away and they're gonna kill people, and that's what happened that time. A little village. They cast oh, sorry guys, I just broke up your crops. Let's see. Do we got a blacksmith here I could loot? That's what I look for when I come to. Ooh, right here is a blacksmith I can loot. Hey guy, I'm stealing your stuff. You don't have nothing I want. Forgot what game this is. Modern Minecraft has a lot of stuff possible in the chest. Why I was a little excited. I forgot this is regular Minecraft, and I am well beyond for the most part. Well, they could have had a. Maybe they could have had an enchanting book, right? One of these days, I need to do the dreaded trading with villagers that I hate to do, so that I can get some of those trade you mending books villagers going and things like that. Yeah, so yeah, and so he finds out that they're going to cast Hold Person on me, and then he opts to run away. He literally teleported away and left everybody else there to die. And he thinks that's okay. In his mind, it was more important for him to get away because he has powerful spells, and he could have saved us, but he couldn't fight with us. So I don't know why he thinks he could take it on by himself later, when he's not willing to throw down the gauntlet while we're all there. And but so he let me be paralyzed, and then the next time the wizard cast Power Word Stun, which to me is the most hands down annoying spell I have come across in the game. Because the dude is super high level compared to the rest of us. I think he's like level 17, we're level 12. And so his spell DC, which is the number you have to reach when you roll your dice and add your extra ability stuff in, his spell DC is much higher than ours. And so when you have to roll, you have to get like an 18 or something to beat his spell DC. It might even be higher than that. And so it's a wisdom check, and wisdom is not a number that I put a bunch of points into, because I did put some points into it, but my guy is a fighter, so his points are in strength and dexterity, and constitution, which are the melee end of things. And so when he hits me with Powered Stun, I can't roll over his spell DC. I tried. I think I was stunned for 5 turns. And once again, the wizard could have. I'm not saying he would have succeeded. I get that it might have had the same outcome, but it might not have. And he doesn't even take the chance. And so I got Power Word Stunned which left me frozen in place for the whole fight after Power Word Stun. And then the dude cast Disintegrate, I think, on the wizard, and the NPC who travels with us suddenly realized she had Counterspell and used it to save the wizard. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So two of you could have cast Counterspell to save me, but neither one of you did. And they're like, well, if we'd done that, then I couldn't have used my counterspell and her counterspell to stop the disintegrate, and I would have been dead. I'm like, the dude was almost dead before he escaped. He wouldn't have survived another turn of me attacking him. There wouldn't have been a disintegrate, because that was like 3 turns later. He would have been dead. I would have killed him. So, yeah. Uh, so, um, so that dude's on the back of this dragon. So when we get there, like I said, there's 2 castles, one on either end of this. This is quite a large, empty puddle of water here for this swamp. Ow! I landed right on that thing. Ooh, witch's hut. I'll bet there's witches in there. Don't mind me, lady. I want nothing to do with you. I just want to get over here far enough to unlock the edge of this map. And so yeah, so we get there, and all the wooden buildings are on fire in the city. There's huge flaming, or huge, he's flaming, huge red dragon firing blasts of flames into the night sky against airships that are attacking him with cannons, and and then the wizard has been trying. They're crazy. These people that we're hunting, including this wizard, are trying to bring evil gods or beings of that nature into the world, and so we have been attempting to stop this. And he has probably the worst gate open, or attempting to open the worst gate right now. And so there's a huge swirling portal opening over top of this castle, and the red dragon, we know, wants something called the Sunstone. We don't know why he wants it, and but we have we get there and we find out that one of the people on our team is the Queen's sister, and we didn't know that before. And so we get into the town, and not only is there the wizard and the dragon and the airships, but the town itself is in the middle of an evacuation, and there are wyverns, which are dragons with stingers on their tails, flying around and attacking people. And so I didn't get to complete my phrase because somebody else said it, but we run in, and this woman is being attacked by, or this family is being attacked by we killed a couple of them. Wyvern, little dragon with a stinger on its tail, and so we run in and we attack it. I'm like, yeah, I just draw my bow and start firing. I mean, that's what I do. Ooh, I could have hurt. I feel like I'm very, very high up above these trees. What do you think? Can I take it? Oh, yeah, we're good. Ooh, that little hit almost hurt me as bad as the big one. And so we kill the wyverns, and the lady's like, quickly, they're evacuating to the docks. We've got to run. And I turned to her and I said, "We are running, ma'am." And and then the other guy goes, "Yeah, we're running toward the conflict." I'm like, "Dang it, that's what I was gonna say. That was my cool line, and you took it." But So yeah, so then the we had actually split the party in half at that point because, well, not half, but two of the people had run off because there was our DM said he wants to give us more choices, and so we have to choose now what we deal with, and there'll be more consequences because the choices are going to matter more. He said, I don't know how he doesn't feel we already make choices, but so this was one of those moments where there was a wyvern attacking people, and there was a house on fire with a family inside. And so I'm like, well, this is easy. We just split the party. This isn't much of a choice. There's enough of us that, well, I mean, let's face it. I could take a wyvern. Hey, it's another. No, it's a pyramid. Oh. Do 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 do. Pyramid. Do I have torches? I have 4 torches. All right, let's move this up out of the way. We might be able to find some gold. We'll raid this pyramid. Oh, well, aren't you a disappointing pyramid? I don't understand. There's a bunch of blocks down there. Did I accidentally blow it up? Or are those the ones I just dug out? I mean, I realize the explosion is not going to cause this big of a hole. But I'm really surprised that, hmm. And so then we get to the queen, right? And the queen, she I don't remember how much we even said. Nope, I definitely dug those blocks out. There's just a hole here instead of a treasure room. I was all excited to find buried treasure. And so she gives us access to an airship. Taking it with me when we go. Uh, and so once we got the airship, we head for the dragon, and they were trying to evacuate volunteers, or not volunteers. There were two airships left at the airship docks, and so we're like, yeah, the queen said we could take one of the battleships, and so we need a captain and crew. And the dude's like, well, I'm the captain. And he's like, but all my crew is on this other ship that's full of civilians to be evacuated. I'm like, well, they'll have to wait. We need a crew, and you might want to ask for volunteers because we are heading for the dragon. And so he said they were ready. He would split the crew, and half the crew could take the civilians, and the other half would come with us to face the dragon. I mean, there are other airships currently fighting the dragon, and so then we head off to the dragon, and so I'm preparing my guy, and our DM, he's got like 3 or 4 NPCs that are with us, and so him and the one of the guys had been discussing what to do with how many NPCs that constantly come with us. I don't feel like we need them. Like, they're handy, but other than the one fight that went really south after our wizard ran away, we haven't really had any super difficult fights in the game, and so I don't feel we need all these NPCs at all, but our wizard, who is deathly afraid of letting anything ever happen to his character, um, uh, always calls in this sorceress and cleric we met once who always seem to be willing to join the fight. And and so then we've also got this fortune teller who has attached herself to us for some reason. Her sister is the queen, so it's a good thing she was here for roleplay purposes, but she's not been that impressive during combat. Oh man, I'm gonna wind up down here thanks to this pond. But yeah, so he gives the wizard guy control of the sorceress, and he gave me control of the cleric, and then he kept control of the I don't know what she is, honestly, but so I'm looking through the cleric spells. And I'm like, oh, she's got buffs. She's got buffs, and so I'm like, all right, she's casting Death Ward on me, which means that if I fall to 0 hit points, I actually stop at 1, which possibly could let me survive without dying. And it really depends on how this fight goes. And then she also has Silence, which I think she's probably going to be casting once we get in there to shut that wizard up. And then she's also got Freedom of Movement, which stops you from being able to be paralyzed. Stun will still work, but you can't be paralyzed. So hold person's not going to work. But if she can get silence on that wizard, and then on top of that, I don't know, our wizard said he would cast Fly on me. So I'm going to take advantage of Fly, so that I can, because I'm going in alone. The rest of the group is going to deal with the dragon. I'm going after the wizard. Because I can take the wizard, I think, if I can get that silent spell on him. Either way, I'm also taking an immovable rod, and which I'm either going to use on him or the dragon. I haven't decided yet. I asked the DM. I'm like, what exactly would you let happen? Should I say position the immovable rod, which is about 3 feet long, I believe, in front of the dragon's wing joint? Once I get onto its back and activate it while he's flying. Because I feel like that would be some devastating damage to the dragon's wing and could help ground it, should the DM allow that to happen. It's hard to say. Sometimes I come up with ideas that I feel are fairly logical, and our DM says no, who's super permissive about silly stuff, but never lets anything that I think is like I got dragon scales, and he let me turn it into a cloak that I can use my reaction, which is one of your actions that you can do during a turn, to give myself resistance against the matching damage type. So I've got a white one, which means I can react in half cold damage, which doesn't happen very often. And but then we killed a blue dragon, which is lightning, and so I made another cloak, and I'm like, can I combine these cloaks and just have like multi layers of different dragon hides to make a... I mean, we have to kill the dragon. It's not like it's a gimme. But he is not as keen about letting me combine dragon colors for some reason. And so I would... that's why I told him, I'm like, oh, red dragon, we gotta kill it. I need the red dragon scales for red dragon cloak. If we get red dragon cloak, if we manage to kill this thing, which we might because it has been damaged by the airships, and we do have an airship of our own at the moment to fly in and attack it. And then that combined with uh, maybe some spells and stuff will allow us to... Oh, dude, I have like 64 cobblestones. I was worried about running out of things to pillar up here. So we might be able to take this thing. I don't know. It is wounded, so we're not going in against... and it's not in its... it doesn't get lair actions because it's not in its lair. So that does make it a little easier. So I think we can take it. See, there it is. I am again. I'm like, yeah, no, we can kill this thing. We can kill this thing. I'm sure we can kill it. And then I'm going to get red dragon scales to make a fire resist cloak, which will probably be the one that I wear all the time because fire is the most prevalent, I feel. Fire is the most annoying of the spells for damage. Like lightning, sure, lightning comes up every once in a while, but fireball comes up a lot. Fire shields come up a lot. Fire bolt comes up a lot. It is like the spell damage type of choice for wizards, it seems, for the most part. And so I was going to switch to lightning from my cold cloak once it gets made, because he also puts a timer on how long it takes for the cloaks to actually get made, and so I've been waiting. I gotta feel like my blue cloak is ready to go at this point, but it is not on the continent we are on. But yeah, so anyways, it was super exciting to me that here we are on our way with an airship to fight a giant red dragon in the skies over a castle where the skies are full of wyverns and the city's on fire, and there's a wizard on his back throwing spells, and there's a giant portal opening over top of the castle, and we're all, well, we're getting buffed up, and I've got some more potions I need to drink before I jump into this thing. I've got a fire resist potion I definitely want to down before we head into here. And, and so it's super exciting. And then right when we cast a couple of spells to buff up, then our DM is like, yeah, I think this is probably a good time to call it. And we'll pick back up at this point next time. I'm like, no. Now we gotta wait 2 weeks at least before we can find out what happens in our battle against a giant red dragon. So yeah, I'm super excited about fighting this ancient red dragon, and well, more so this wizard. Ugh, he is a thorn in my side. The dude has paralyzed me twice, basically, and run off twice with just a little bit of hit points left. I've gone against him. He's the first of the casters I attacked in when our wizard ran away, and then just real quick little side story here involving this wizard. The last time we fought him, and when he cast Power Word Stun, we have that fortune teller we talked to, and she, oh man, I did not make it all the way to the corner of this map. It looks like I've got everything else though. She gave us some prophecies, and each of us got 3 prophecies last Halloween, so a year ago, and one of my prophecies was about a missing family member, and I've done that one. This Oni kidnapped my in-game sister, and I had to rescue her. It wasn't really that difficult. And then Another one was you'll have to jump through a wall of flame. Um, and so I've done that because when we faced off against another group of these guys trying to summon creatures from elsewhere, uh, one of them threw up a wall of flame to stop us from coming after him so that he could get away. But I leapt through it because whatever, it's just a little bit of damage from the wall of fire. And I got potions to counteract that, maybe. I was pretty hurt, honestly, after jumping through that wall of fire. So it wasn't a. But he was more hurt, so I was less afraid of him than I was of the wall of fire. I'd have jumped through the wall of fire anyways. Speaking of wall of fire, the forest is on fire. And, in fact, it's really on fire. Wow, look at that. That is a big spreading fire we got going over here. Don't worry, I will save you. Yeah, it was just a little bit of lava. You didn't have to completely burn the forest down. But, so. Whoa. Thought that dragon was here for a second. I just wanted to get to the corner of this map so I could make sure it's all filled in correctly. I've lost myself. Oh, there it is. And so my third prophecy was that I would face off against a beast, and if we didn't do it correctly, a man beast, and if we didn't do it correctly, I might have to face him twice. And so the first time I faced him was when, oh man, you know what? It's both those fights. Is when I got hold person cast on me, and then they teleported away. Um, and the second time I faced him, uh, the wizard on our team says to me, "Hey, that guy's your prophecy, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "When the fight starts, I'm gonna make him go away, so you can't fight him." I'm like, "Seriously, man? Why would you even do that?" Uh, nope, that's what you'll see. You're making fun of me for running away. I'm gonna banish the guy that you have to fight. I'm like, fine, whatever. And so he did. Sure enough, the fight starts. He banishes him, and so he's not in the fight for most of the fight. And then when he finally brings him back, because nobody will attack this wizard ever. I think he's been hit like 3 times, maybe 4 times the entire campaign. Um, I've had fights where I've been unconscious 4 times in one fight. But so the he did. He banished the guy who's part of my prophecy, and then when the fight is basically over, then he brings back the guy, but everybody's surrounding him to kill him, and there isn't even a fight at that point. And I'm thinking, oh, how nice. That was supposed to be a special thing for me. And then when I had to jump through the wall of fire, he also jumped through the wall of fire because he had to be part of that too. And I was like, oh, hey, look, it's my prophecy. I gotta jump through the wall of fire to chase this guy so he doesn't get away. And then the wizard runs through the wall of fire on his turn instead of staying and helping the rest of the group, and then tries to kill the guy before I can do it because he's got to be part of everything I do. Um, Although not this time, because he's not willing to jump. He's not willing to jump off the ship onto the back of a ancient red dragon. He is not willing to do that. I'm honestly surprised he got on the ship in the first place to go with us, as much as he runs away and hides. All right, well, with that, I am gonna call it here. I'm gonna run this back though, and get it placed up. I may or may not get the chance. Depends on how my scheduling goes, to get that last map just done on my own, if I'm lucky, and then that way we can move on to something different. than mapping, although I do enjoy the exploring. So click like if you like, subscribe, be sure and catch the next one, and I will talk to you later.